Hey guys, Oakum is here. I'm bringing you a gameplay of me playing free-for-all on Overlord. I believe this is in the same session as the last one I posted with the same people. I'm kind of campy in it. I get a fairly large streak though, which is really nice. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was pretty good. So enjoy. Meanwhile, while you're watching, I'm going to talk about what I think are the best guns in the game that I've noticed so far. Not necessarily my favorites, but what I think are the best. So I'm going to go in the order that they are in, or that the classes are listed in the game in multiplayer. That's going to start off with the assault rifles. Personally, I think the Remington and the MSBS are the two best. Probably the MSBS is the number one, just because it's like a one burst kill from about any distance. But that is, I believe, going to be banned in competitive. So I think to make up for that in competitive, they're going to use the SC 2010. That's just a little tidbit of what I think. Because the SC 2010 is fairly similar to the Remington. It has like no recoil, kills pretty fast. So I think the Remington and the 2010 are going to be the two competitive assault rifles. Also the Honey Badger. A lot of people like the Honey Badger, but I just can't use it. I don't know. The recoil pattern is like in a full circle instead of just being up or just being up to the left, or up to the right, sorry, like most guns are. It can recoil down and to the right, down to the left. It just throws me off, so I don't know. But I guess if you can use it and do well with it, then all the more to you. For SMGs, I think the best two are the MTAR X. I think that's the best. And then the Vepr, I want to say is second, but I'm not sure. I really like how the Vepr feels, but I was just using it and I wasn't getting like any kills that I thought I should be, so I don't know. But the MTAR I think is definitely the go-to best SMG if you can figure it out, because the recoil is up to the left. It's a little weird. A little different from normal Call of Duty guns. For the LMGs, I'm going to say the LSAT is probably the best from what I've used of it. And the M27 IAR is a close second. They both kill fairly fast, have a little recoil, especially if you use a grip. So I guess that one's just preference, but those don't get used much at all. And the chainsaw, I love the chainsaw personally. I think it's a ton of fun. It's very unique as to how you use it, because it's always a hip fire. And if you've played third person in any other Call of Duty game, when you aim down your sights, quote unquote, when you hold the left trigger, you just bring in your crosshairs closer because you can't actually aim down the sight in third person. So that's kind of what it does. It just makes you more accurate, and it's just fun. For the DMRs, I haven't used them a whole ton, but I have used everyone. I haven't used the SVU online, actually. I've used it in like some offline bots just to see how it was. But I think the M14, or MK14, sorry, is the best. The MK14 though has always been my go-to single fire assault rifle if I have the chance to use it. So I like it with a silencer and a red dot. It's more like just the single shot assault rifles used to be instead of the marksman rifles with the scope. Because I was never a fan of any of those single rapid fire snipers, and that's basically what they are if you have the scope on them, like the Dragunov or the Dragunov. I mean, that's really like the only one that's in most of the Call of Duties. For sniper rifles, I'm gonna say the USR is my favorite, especially with Chrome Barrel. It gets almost all one-hit kills, unless you shoot them in like the lower legs, and occasionally there's, like, I had a few kills today with it, or hits with it, where it seemed like it was a chest or a shoulder or possibly even a head, and it got a hit mark, so I was kind of confused. I didn't think they were behind cover, or I didn't shoot close enough for them to be behind cover, so I don't know. But most of the time it's pretty consistent. The L11, L115, L115, whatever you call it, is good. It gets the same amount of one-hit kills, if not more, but you run a little slower with it. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the aim down sight speeds. I believe they're the same, but the whole you go a little bit slower with the L11 throws it off for me. I like the USR. And then shotguns, I honestly don't use shotguns much. So I haven't actually used the TAC-12 at all. Unfortunately, I feel like that would be my favorite. It's got the smart choke is what it says for the tighter spread while aiming down sights, which is kind of like in Black Ops 2, how the Remington worked, if you remember that. The Remington 870 MCS, I think it was called. If you aim down the sights, your hipfire spread was, or not hipfire, your pellet spread was a lot smaller. So that's what this one has. The MTS 255 is the revolving shotgun. That one, again, I haven't used them much at all, but that one seems really fun and seems, I feel like that or the TAC-12 would be the two best. The FP6 says strongest damage in its class with moderate range. Haven't found that to be true. Using that in Hunted, I never do well with it. I always get hit marks, so I'm not too sure what's going on with that. And then the Bulldog that's just the Bulldog. It's rapid fire, get a ton of shells down range. I mean, it's fun, it's quick, but again, it's a fairly low damage, so that's unfortunate. And then for the riot shield, I haven't used it also one bit. I've seen one person with it today actually when I was playing, but you're gonna want to go with the radar attachment is what I've heard about that. Because the jammer, they're gonna know where you are because you're jamming them, and the titanium frame, when do you really need to melee faster with it, in all honesty, as opposed to having a constant radar. So that's that. With the pistols, I like most of the pistols besides the M9, but in my opinion, and from what I've seen, the MP443 is the best. Either that or the P226, but the P226 has a little bit too much recoil, I think. It's got better 2-hit kill radius, but the MP443 Grok, you can just spam it, so I feel like it's better. Because you can get shots off faster and kill faster, potentially, if you can shoot faster. The Magnum is interesting. I'm sick of it because I had to get that stupid challenge. And then the PDW it's just the PDW. I see people go beast with it, and I suck myself with it most of the time. I see people suck with it. So that's one of those where it shouldn't really count in the pistol class because it's a 3-round burst. It should be just like a submachine sidearm kind of thing. I mean, it's a personal defense weapon. It's not a pistol. That's what PDW stands for. So that's that. And then the launchers, they're just the launchers. You don't really use them. The Castet it's like the China Lake or the Thumper or whatever. It's just a grenade launcher. That one's always fun. It's just whatever. And there's the RPG, which is called the Panzerfaust, which, I don't know. And the MK32 shoots out Semtex, which I think is pretty cool, but it's quite hard to use because it shoots out 2 at a time. And those are my favorite guns. Or not my favorite, sorry. Edit that. Forget about that, I mean. Those are what I think are the best guns in the game. A lot of them do happen to be my favorites in those classes, but those are what I feel are the main guns, what people are going to use the most, and possibly what's going to be in the pro scene going on. So, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more. I've got a wide range of stuff, hopefully some more coming up soon. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Okamus out.